Hey, Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatham to all of Israel. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alataba Hashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Man, this is the Isupk Las Vegas, man. And we started out at 1 West, 125th Street, and we are under Commanding General Yohanan. You understand? In Harlem, New York, Salaki. You understand? And this, as you know, is for all blacks, Hispanics, man. Take heed, take notes, because what we're gonna bring out in today's lesson is very important. The times that we living in are getting more and more, dangerous, more and more murky, unforeseen, uncertain times. Right now, we're about to set our people back more with this Thanksgiving, followed by Christmas, followed by New Year's Eve. We're about to set our people back more and more in the eyes of the Lord, man. And I say we, not saying that we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, right, New Year's Eve. I say we because I was just like you understand, celebrating all of these pagan holidays and making feasts unto the to idols and false gods unknowingly, right? Thinking, calling it the name of family time and friendship and gatherings. You understand? Thinking that we're fellowshipping with each other in a proper manner, thinking it's bringing peace and love to my family. That's right. When it was actually destruction is what I was bringing to myself and to my family as well. And this is the reason why you see around these times a lot of unaliving is happening during these times. You understand? A lot of people are, you know what I'm saying, going through a crisis. Right now, you finna break your pockets Friday, trying to buy Christmas gifts. Right. And the so-called white man just loves it, man. He loves every bit of it. You understand? He loves the fact that he loves the fact that you spend all your money during this one time. He got you wrapped around his finger where you can just, you understand, do whatever he said. You understand? Whatever he set forth, you're gonna follow. Whatever tradition or trend that he has set forth for you, you're gonna go right into it. You're gonna eat it up. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna eat it up. Literally, you know what I'm saying? You are gonna fall right into the victim of our oppression and fall deeper into oppression because of, you understand, what you think is your righteous fellowshipping or a righteous feast. You understand? And we have our high holy days that we are supposed to acknowledge. But it's truly wicked what we're about to, what most of us are about to do tomorrow. That meal, that meal you've been savoring over, you've been thinking about all week. Just know that the Most High God is disgusted. That's right. Disgusted with that meal. The Lord is despising you. The Lord is winking his eye at you, looking at you like you know what I'm saying? Like you are disappointment to the Most High. I know they didn't teach you that in the Christian church. In the Christian church, you understand, they taught you, they having Thanksgiving offerings and Thanksgiving meals in the church. You understand? Give me 1 second while I share. Make sure you like and share the broadcast if this come across your page. I'm gonna go ahead on YouTube myself and like and share. Give me 1 second. Let me get to it. But yeah, the Lord is so disgusted with us, man. You understand? During these times, man. You know why? Because the evilness that's going on in our home that we don't know that we doing is gonna cause all of the destruction that's coming in the next few months, in the next few days. You're gonna look up, you're gonna be wondering why you in a bad situation, why this happened to someone's cousin, why you turn around and your job, you lose your job, why your friends cheat on, cheat with your girl. Right. All of these things happen, and it's all because that Christmas spirit that you have on you and that holiday Thanksgiving spirit that you put upon yourself is truly a demon that you're bringing in your household. And that demon is designed to destroy, and it's full of destruction, man. And that's why we trying to prevent. I know it's tomorrow. I know this is like the 23rd hour. You understand? But listen, it's never too late for you to not fall victim of, you know what I'm saying, your own lust and your temptation, man. That's right. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time for you to take that turkey and just throw it back on in the freezer or keep it in the refrigerator, cook it 2 weeks from now, man. Take all that planning and all that you got, man, and start with the feast of Hanukkah, man. You're celebrating the first righteous feast, man, that the Lord is bringing upon the spirit of your true identity upon this earth, so that you can have a righteous feast that only you should be celebrating. You understand? And only so-called blacks, Hispanics is going to be doing. You becoming a follower. We become a follower too much. You know what I'm saying? Give me the ox and knoweth his own kind and all that stuff, man. So because we don't understand, we are followers of the world, man. We followers of our enemies, man. Everything they tell us to do, we do it. They tell you to jump, you're saying how high. They tell you to go buy toys, you saying how much. You understand? They tell you to cook, you saying how delicious the meal gonna be. You understand? You trying to figure out how good that meal gonna be. You understand? You trying to make the best meal ever. You understand? That's because you have the spirit of this kingdom on you, which is a wicked empire. This is a kingdom full of vile, disgusting practices, and Thanksgiving is just another branch off the same tree. You understand? It's another branch off the same tree. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know.
Man.
My people,
go ahead. Keep on.
My people doth not consider.
Man, listen, all the animals and lions, tigers, and bears, they know their region. They have their own little sanctuary, their own little place where they hunt, their territory. They know where to go and where not to go. They know what to do and what not to do, right? They know where to be at. You understand? They don't go intermingle with each other. You understand? The tigers hang with the tigers. The bears hang with the bears, or they hang alone. You understand? But we don't know.
Right.
Israel, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we intermingle with everybody. We're Buddhists, we're Muslim, we're Christians, we're all of the above, and we're keeping all of the customs of Christianity. Go ahead, Salaki.
Nah, yeah, what you're saying is so heavy. Like America has put it on our spirit that we don't appreciate having an identity. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You look at every other nation and people on the planet, they could trace their ancestry and they have all these customs and they take pride in those customs, and other people respect those customs. You see what I'm saying? You don't see white people trying to tell Chinese not to have their Buddhist and take their shoes off when they enter into what they consider to be a sacred place and all of their different customs. They take pride in those customs. But we've been taught that we don't deserve our own identity and our own customs. We have to adopt the customs of all of the other heathens around us. And that's why we suffer from so much depression, so much anxiety. And that's why we're the number one people that can't wait for Christmas, that can't wait for Thanksgiving, because we feel like we need to belong somewhere. So we want to belong to all of these heathens, you know what I'm saying, holidays and things like that. Not realizing that they're going to bring, now your uncle is drunk and getting into it with your cousin over something that happened 10 years ago, because God is not with those feasts. You know what I'm saying? God don't want to see y'all chase after the heathen's custom, because you have your own identity. And the Lord ain't going to be with you acknowledging the identity of your enemies when you have your own. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. You got to think of it from the aspect of the Lord created you to know right from wrong. The Lord gave you your own identity, gave you your own land, gave you all of these things. So therefore, you should, we speaking for our forefathers and foremothers, you understand, they had an opportunity to glorify in these things, right? They had an opportunity to take advantage of these things, and they failed us. Therefore, we were punished, you understand, to go into these captivities, right? And we ended up in America. Now, to us, we're under American rulership and American oppression, and we're just trying to fit and assimilate in American society. Right. So what are we doing? We're picking up the customs of the people that we are supposed to be better than. The Lord put us over all nations. You understand? Created us to be over all nations, right? That's what I'm saying. The Lord chose us to be his people. So therefore, the laws and statutes and commandments and the breaking of the law is going to affect you. So everything that you do, you understand that is not of the Lord. You understand that it's not of Christ. You know what I'm saying? It's not of the Most High. You understand? It's going against them. It's not like you can say, okay, I don't believe that I'm an Israelite, so therefore I'm out of bounds. I'm not in the game. No, you still in the game. You understand? Whether you get to me just because you don't believe doesn't mean it's have none effect. Just because you don't understand who you are, you think you don't know that you're an Israelite. You just think, okay, I'm a black, a Negro, African American. You all these bywords, right?
Right.
You think that's what you are. So therefore, you're like, okay, y'all think that, y'all believe that. That don't have no effect on me because I don't believe in what you believe in. Let's say you don't believe that you're an Israelite, right? But we telling you what you is. You understand? You think the Lord still ain't gonna punish you?
Right.
Because you think you don't believe that you don't believe that you're an Israelite, because you don't believe what we saying and you don't believe in the Bible.
Right.
You don't understand the breakdowns and you're not getting it. You think that you still this don't apply to you still,
Right.
in your ignorance. Now, could the Lord have, and this is the thing, it's gonna be could, not if or is. You understand? Could the Lord have mercy on you? Yes. Yes, the Lord could. Will the Lord have mercy? That's up to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's up to the Most High God. Do you expect him to give you mercy? It depends on how much faith you have in the Most High.
That's
right. But think about this. Does America have mercy if you murder someone? Does America have mercy if you rape someone? Does America have mercy on you if you run a red light? Does America have mercy on you if you steal from someone? You understand? There ain't much room for mercy in this country. So what makes you think the Most High God will just automatically give you mercy because you're breaking the law? And we're here, we're like the lawyers of the Lord. That's the tribe of Levi, right? The lawyer, right? That's where they get it from, right? They get it from us, right? The name lawyer, you understand, in Hebrew, right? They don't understand that when we telling you about these laws and how to keep them and why you should keep them, it's to keep the punishments off you. It's to keep you from saying like, oh, okay, this don't apply to me. It's just like you learning the rules of the road in driver's ed class, and you learning that you can't speed. This sign says this, or this is a red light, you gotta stop. Green light means go. You understand? No turn on this. You know what I mean? No right turn on red. You learning all of these things for the first time, and now it's up to you to obey these things or receive the penalties. And we're trying to keep the penalties away from our people. Go ahead.
So Romans chapter 3, verse 3. What if some did not believe?
Man, what if you don't believe me?
Right.
What if what I'm saying to you doesn't make any sense? What if I'm just up here babbling and rambling on and just speaking to nobody, and I'm just on here talking, and I don't believe in what I say. Well, I do believe, but what you think I don't believe in what I'm saying, right? What if all of these things that you think in your mind, these things are not true? There is no God, there is no Bible. The Bible is written by man. The Bible was given to us to keep us in chains and keep us enslaved. All of these things is what you believe.
Right.
I'll read that from the top.
This is the book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
Man, so what if some of y'all did not believe what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
Man, should your unbelief and me telling you that Thanksgiving is wicked and Christmas is wicked, that New Year's Eve is wicked, all of these things are against the Lord, should that make the scriptures have no effect?
Right.
Should that make the Bible untrue because you don't believe?
Right.
Just because your little tiny mind and your little thoughts that is not like the Lord's thoughts. Get that next if you can, but we're gonna finish this. But if some don't believe, then what does that have to do with this book and the prophecies and the prophets and the men of God? You understand? And those that want to follow God and serve God.
Right.
What does that have to do with them? Just because you don't believe, that doesn't mean that you won't. If the Bible says the wages of sin is death, that don't mean that death ain't gonna come your way because you sinned against the Lord, because you don't believe in the sin. You don't believe in sinners or sinning or whatever. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in nothing. You believe in spirituality. Because you believe in spirituality, that means the Bible is a lie? No.
Right.
Read that again from the top all the way.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make a faith of God without faith? Verse 4. God forbid.
Listen, the Lord forbid. God, when you see God forbid, that means no. Hell no. That means
right.
Never.
Right.
That means not going to happen.
That's
You
right.
understand? Just because you don't believe in what we're telling you in these messages does not mean that it's not going to come true. Does not mean that your sin will not find you. Did you have something to say?
Oh, it was a little more.
Yeah, keep reading.
Yeah, let God be true, but every man a liar.
Listen, man, let God be true and every man a liar. That's why we're going to bring it out in these scriptures.
That's right.
The history of these wicked holidays, man, and showing you that this is nothing new.
That's right.
This is something, nothing new was coming to you tomorrow, man. Mm-hmm. So don't come crying on Facebook and on the internet when your calamity and your transgression finds you out. When such and so have something happen to them, all because they wanted to be in the holiday and Christmas spirit of America, of a wicked kingdom, man. Don't you know that this kingdom is unrighteous, right? And wicked? Go ahead.
Man, what you're saying is so important because they can understand. Like you said, they believe in spirituality and they believe in karma and they believe in the universe. But when somebody loses their life because you made the wise, the also unwise decision to celebrate the genocide of your brothers and your sisters, and somebody loses their life because of that, or your family has a fight that completely breaks the bond that y'all have with each other, it's not going to be the universe or your spiritual beliefs or karma that caused that destruction. The credit goes to God. The credit goes to the God of this Bible. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even though you might not believe that God is judging you and your family for celebrating the genocide of his people. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to give that credit to karma when someone loses their life, or when your family splits apart, or when your cousin wasn't able to get a Christmas tree for his wife, so she kicked him out the house saying that he ain't nothing and he's not a real man and all of those things. Oh, it's not going to be the universe. You see what I'm saying? That's God bringing judgment upon you and your family for having the lack of pride and the lack of dignity that you have by celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow and eating that turkey. You see what I'm saying? When the people have been as beat up and as broken and as bad as we've been, you would think that when Donald Trump has the audacity to allow his administration to cut off SNAP benefits and take food out of the mouths of millions and millions of Black and Hispanic people, that you would have some dignity and stand up and decide to boycott his holidays. He's boycotting food that's going into your children's mouths. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Because you don't have that dignity, God is gonna judge you. You see what I'm saying? That's black.
No, damn right, man. Listen, you want to take what this information and what the Lord has given you for granted, then you're just gonna have to suffer the consequences. You understand? You're gonna have to suffer like those of ancient times. You know what I'm saying? They have these examples are here for our learning on what not to do. You understand? And celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow is just a slap in the face of your brethren. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a slap in the face of your people, man. Because so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the chosen people. And if you know anything about the history of Thanksgiving and what it stood for and how it was created and when it was created, why it was created, you would understand the detriment that it put our people in. You understand? You would understand the wickedness that is behind it. And no matter what you try to doctor it up to and change it onto something meaningful to you and your life and your family, just understand that day is forever embedded in a society of people, your brethren, as a day of despair, a day of reckoning, a day of, you understand, of pure evil, a day of genocide. You understand? All of these things come to mind when I think of Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And your meal is made up as an offering for the occurrence that happened to my people, to your people, to your brethren. You understand? And you got to understand, we all in this together. We all in the same boat. You understand? Imagine if there was a time where the natives or Hispanics celebrated slavery.
Mm.
You understand?
Come on.
Think about that, man. There was a day in the South, Confederate Day, and everybody celebrated that, and you know what that represented to you. You understand? You should look at it just like this. This is Confederate Day. This is that time period where you were in chains and our native brothers and sisters were being killed.
Right.
You understand? This is that time period where you were 3/5 of a man. And this is when they made this offering and they tried to sell it to you as some love story and some unity story between pilgrims and Native Americans. And that's not the account that we get from the natives. We're going to read a little bit about the account that we got from the natives and just get a little history on Thanksgiving just because it's coming up. You understand?
Right.
Let me get that article, Baba Kasha, if you could.
You want to drop the second game?
Yeah, we're not gonna pull that yet.
Come.
Let me get that article first.
Come.
You may.
This is the true dark history of Thanksgiving off of the Potawatomi website. Although many Potawatomi and others across the United States celebrate Thanksgiving.
Man, even with this statement, that's just showing in our stupidity, right? Our Native American brothers and sisters in their ignorance. Right. Still celebrating. You understand? Some of them don't know no better, just like you don't know no better, right? But a lot of them, most of them do. Most of them understand the ramifications. Go ahead.
The factual history behind the holiday is something to be less than thankful for. While communing with loved ones and showing appreciation for the bounties and gifts is one positive aspect of the national holiday. Teaching a false narrative of its beginnings perpetuates colonialism and ignores more than 400 years of atrocities committed against Native Americans and First Nations people.
Man, this is the true understanding and should be the true thought process you should have. You understand? When you think of Thanksgiving, the atrocities, you understand? And the beginning of colonialism, the beginning of you being colonized. You call them the so-called white man a colonizer for a reason, because we were colonized, you know what I'm saying, here in America and a part of England's colony. You know what I'm saying? We were the colony state, right? A part of a whole nother empire. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It just disregards the centuries of brutality against Native Americans and chooses to take this one tiny snapshot. And in the world of social media, it puts all the pretty filters on it so that it doesn't look the way it truly did, said Dr. Kelly Marcella, Citizen Potawatomi National's Cultural Heritage Center Director.
Man, these are true Native Americans, man, speaking their truth about this holiday, man. So we have to get it from the source. We can't get it from the so-called white man and their history lessons, because we know they will alter history. They're gonna make everything like they trying to do now, make it seem like slavery was refugees and you know wasn't that bad. You understand? Go ahead.
According to an article published by the New York Times by Salem in 2017, Thanksgiving facts and Thanksgiving myths have blended together for years like so much gravy and mashed potatoes, and separating them is just as complicated. The formation of Thanksgiving as an official United States holiday did not begin until November of 1863 during the Civil War.
Man, listen, these are the type of propaganda tactics that the government is going to use, you understand, to try to unify the nation.
Right.
It's during the time where America was at odds with each other. It was racial tension all across the United States, man. You understand? The North and the South, even white people against white, it was white on white crime, violence going on right there. You know what I'm saying? During this time, right? So they trying to unify. That's the first point you need to get behind this. They created this holiday to bring America together,
right? To
unify during the Civil War, when it's a time where they had to turn their attention away from being at odds with each other and to the victories of against our people. You understand?
Right.
And to the war against the natives, right? Go ahead.
President Abraham Lincoln officially established the holiday as would improve relations between northern and southern states, as well as the U.S. and tribal nations.
Man, once again, like I just said, They trying any tactics to unify the United States.
Right.
Think of it now, right now, Trump. You know what I'm saying? And the tactics that they're gonna try. Oh, we're gonna give you $2,000 stimulus coming soon. You understand? They're trying a tactic to unify you. They want you to be on board to accept the disgust that's coming from this nation, man. They want you to be on board to accept the fact that they're trying to get rid of your government assistance that's helping and feeding families. You understand? Getting rid of your 401k, your Social Security. You understand? Your Medicare, Medicaid, all of these things. They're going to give you $2,000 in exchange for your liberties that you supposedly came to America for, that you supposed to get while you're an American citizen, that you pay into every time you pay taxes, every time they tax that income. You understand? Every little tax that goes into the pool of taxes. You understand?
Right.
That they're constantly raping and robbing from. You understand? They trying to tell you, oh, you know what? We giving away too much to the poor. You understand? The people that can't afford anything in this economy because prices are continuing to go up,
Right.
and wages are staying the same. So therefore, you know what? We know you poor. We'll give you a one-time $2,000 payment and substitute for your Medicaid and medical insurance. So whenever you try to go to the hospital, they're going to deny you because you don't have any coverage. You understand? So you'll trade that for a $2,000 stimulus. You'll trade being able to put food on your table when you out of work because no jobs are hiring right now. We're in America on a hiring freeze. If you don't know, it's hard to find a job. All the companies are cutting back. AI is taking over. They're giving your job to computers and artificial intelligence. You understand? These companies, pretty soon the warehouse worker won't even exist. That's going to be what? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people into the employment pool of labor or uneducated jobs. You know what I'm saying? That low trained jobs where it doesn't require college degrees and things like that. That's most Americans. Most Americans are not college graduates. You understand? A lot of people just have high school diplomas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe some college. And all of these people are going to be thrust into, those that AI, those jobs that AI is taking over. They're going to be back in the unemployment field category. You understand? Which is already overpopulated. Right. We read an article not too long ago where it said that for the first time in a long time, there's more unemployed people than there is available jobs. Let that sink in.
Right.
And these are the type of tactics they do. They're going to give you, they want to keep you docile, keep you unified, and showing that you on board with the program.
Right.
Every year that you celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of these holidays, it's your agreeance to the program. You understand? They know we still got it. They not defying us. They still with us.
Right.
They still believing in us. They still want us to be their masters. That's what you're saying, because they gave you this during a time of civil war.
Damn right.
Where, man, you was in chains. Think about that. Let that sizzling while Master and them was celebrating Thanksgiving, you was getting chitlins. You was getting pig feet, pig boogers. You understand? Eating pig toenails, all of that type of stuff. They was giving you slop, throwing it out to you while they in there sitting up there making a feast. You understand? And you wasn't even considered a human, but yet you finally got your chance to become a citizen. And now you can't wait to sit at the table with yours. You seen Master do it all that time when you was in chains and shackled, you know what I'm saying, in the big house.
Right.
Now that you get in your big house, now you got to deck it out. Now you got to have 30 different sides tomorrow. You got to have 3 different abominations: shrimp, pork, crab. Black folks love to see. How many of y'all gonna do a seafood boil Thanksgiving? There ain't a crab left in the ocean, I'm sure. I'm sure. You eating the baby crabs and everything. Everything ain't even developed yet.
Right. Nah, man, we saying so heavy. And the sad part about it is we see that as progress because we lost so much faith in God. We lost so much faith in having our own identity. We lost so much faith in anything other than being a part of America's program. That us being able to have a day off, and gather together as a family, which we're never able to do, we're appreciative of that because we gave up on the possibility of us standing on our own 2 feet.
Right.
So the fact that we can come together, and at one point it was pig feet, and at one point it was just slop, but now we can buy a turkey. We're citizens now. We're progressive. You lost faith in your God. That's what you did.
Yeah, right.
You lost faith in your people, and you lost faith in your king, Yahweh Shemashia. You see what I'm saying? That's what you did. And you feel like you need to blend your lifestyle with the same people that oppress you because you officially bowed down and got with his program. You tapped out. That's what you did. As a black man, as a Native American Indian man, you tapped out. And now every time you celebrate Thanksgiving, you continue to tap out and sell out your children to your enemies. So like,
no, damn right, man. You, like you said, you given up the fight, man. You surrendered. You waved the white flag and said you will conform. Back in those days, man, think about your ancestors and your relatives, man, and how much they fought. You understand, to fight the man. Nowadays, you just willingly accept anything the man give you, man. Anything the so-called men, you know what I'm saying, put in front of you and tell you to do, you willingly do it.
Right.
Because they've accepted you finally. Finally, they let you eat at that white-only restaurant.
Right.
You're able to wear them white-only clothes. You're able to drive them white-only cars and walk down them white-only streets. You understand? And now you wear it with pride. And now you got to be flamboyant in your disgust against the Lord and your celebration of a white man's dream and their lifestyle. You understand? You have to be flamboyant in it. I bet y'all do just over celebrating Thanksgiving. White people probably just have plain, dry, unseasoned food, and you are throwing Big Mama's foot in the pot. You understand? Just to show that you do everything better than them in your wickedness. You understand? That's keep reading, man. So like,
just a year prior, a mass execution took place of Dakota tribal members.
Listen, let that sizzle in your spirit, like Captain Tazarian said. Just a year prior to Thanksgiving, which was designed to unify. Remember, it was made a national holiday to unify the North and the South and the tribal nations that was at war with the white man. You understand? That's what they was doing during these times, man. There's a lot of people coming against, just a lot of fighting and people standing up for what they believe in,
right,
and trying to fight oppression.
Right.
But this Thanksgiving is so diabolical because it was implemented because this was a way to bring families together, to so-called bring nations together, bring races together. And that's not what the Lord wants.
That's right.
Read that over, that last sentence you did. You said,
okay. Just a year prior, a mass execution took place of Dakota tribal members. Corrupt federal agents kept the Dakota Sioux from receiving Corrupt federal agents kept the Dakota Sioux from receiving food and provisions. Finally, at the brink of death from starvation, members of the tribe fought back, resulting in the Dakota War of 1862.
Man, let that sizzle in your spirit, man. These people tried to, so while you thinking about Thanksgiving, they was starving the Native Americans, you understand? They were trying to starve us out. They was trying to, you understand, put our people, trying to make sure that we exist no more, you understand? Try to eliminate the whole tribe,
right?
You understand? And they had to fight on an empty stomach, man, without food. Conjure up the spirit of the Lord, man, to defend themselves against this evil colonizer and oppressor. Go ahead.
And if I may, so many people don't understand that this is something that happened after the Native Americans agreed to treaties of peace because of all of the death and destruction and smallpox and all other manners of wicked massacring that had occurred since the white men arrived in 1482, 1492,
right,
whatever it was. They signed treaties to try to preserve the life of their loved ones, and all of those treaties was being broken. The Treaty of Guadalupe broken. You see what I'm saying? Because the white man is a liar, and he can never keep his promises to us, which is why Black people were promised reparations, and still here in 2025 have not received them. So now they're sitting on these reservations, and they promised to get government food and the all of the natives that's still here in the land that we agreed to give to the so-called Americans, to the so-called Europeans. The natives that's still here and they're on these reservations, they're supposed to be getting fed and taken care of, and instead they were being starved. Instead, they were being neglected. You see what I'm saying? And now they decided to rise up and fight back because their treaties and the agreement that they decided to uphold was broken by these same white people. So like,
damn right, man. These devils are conniving and cunning, man. They know how to use, you understand, your lowest point, you understand,
right.
and attack. Imagine being starved out and having to fight a war at the same time. When you hunger for food, and they brought that disease to the crops and to the animals. You know what I'm saying? The animals full of diseases from the so-called white man farming our lands and trying to replicate what we've been doing for hundreds of years in this country before they ever touch this land. You understand?
Right.
They come in and disrupt that. And now they want to take everything you got after you treated them nicely, man. It's exactly what the hell happened, man, to the natives.
Right.
And this is what Thanksgiving represents.
Yeah,
it represents their victories and their winning and fighting us and killing us and murdering us and enslaving us. You understand? This is what it represents. And you need to understand the dark history of what you're participating. Anytime you do, give me the definition of ritual. Anytime you do something over and over and over, it becomes a ritual.
Right.
You understand? You hear rituals and you think of darkness, right? Because that's exactly what it is. You understand? Give me the one I'm looking for that would apply to what we're talking about.
Ritual, out of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, done in accordance with social custom or normal protocol.
Man,
according to religious law.
What is it? Another one? Some repetition or over and over, annually, yearly? Is it
the established form of a ceremony?
Mm-hmm. What else? Is there any more definitions?
Of relating to right or a ritual observance. That third one is like
no, that's it. That's same. Yeah, because you're doing it. Anytime you're committing a ritual because you're doing something specifically, right? It's not like you're doing something different each year at a different day, a different time. You understand? You're performing a ritual. Every time you go eat that turkey symbolizes something. That turkey and all that is the face of Thanksgiving. Meats. You know what I'm saying? A big dinner. That's like a ritual. You know what I mean? The fact that you're making a big feast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, ritual doesn't have to always be dark. I'm saying it's dark because you're looking at it as, well, we're just gathering with family. But when you gather with someone and in court, according to read the one where it says a custom or something,
kind done in accordance with social custom.
Yeah.
Or normal protocol.
Man, done it with a protocol and a social custom. You understand? That's when it becomes a ritual.
Right.
Right? Because you're doing this over and over, cooking this big meal, social custom. You're coming together, gathering with people. It's not like you're doing it by yourself.
Right.
This is something that multiple people are doing. If you're by yourself, you're not cooking yourself Thanksgiving. You're just eating dinner. You're not going to cook a big old turkey and ham and 5 different meals unless you on my big fat 800-pound spouse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But go ahead.
No, yeah, if I may, like, man, this definition is so heavy because this is exactly what so many people use as an excuse as to why they acknowledge genocide. Because it's a social custom. That's exactly what the white man wants it to be. They want it to be something that you're doing and you don't know the origin of it. You don't know that these days have origins. And these origins are origins of pain and suffering of people that you should care about. All you know is that it's socially normal and everyone does it. I don't understand what the big deal is because everybody's doing it. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly why it matters. Because you're celebrating a ritual just because it's popular. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Everyone loves to tell their kids, well, would you jump off of a bridge if Tommy jumped off of a bridge? They don't realize exactly what you're doing when you acknowledge the social norm. You are jumping off of that same bridge you tell your children not to. When you put that turkey in front of them, make that mac and cheese, and follow the social norm, the normal protocol. And the whole time, the origin of this is the genocide of people that you always love to say you have blood, you share blood with. Everybody got native blood coursing through their veins, but when Thanksgiving comes around, oh, it's just a social protocol. It's a social norm. Yeah. You have no dignity. You have no backbone. So like,
no, they just don't understand that it's I'm not gonna say righteous rituals, but given the definition of it, we have rituals that we perform that's righteous.
That's right.
Because of our social norms. You know what I'm saying? We giving you Israelite custom and culture that you can, if you want to perform something ritualistically, you know what I'm saying, and continue to do things throughout your generations and teach your family and your kids. We have those things for you that can be found right here in the scriptures. Right. That's obeying God.
That's right.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to all of that, right? Understand? But once you do something that's not of the Lord, and you're doing it consistently, and it comes from people that's consistently showing you that they hate you and that they're evil, then the ritual that you're doing becomes an evil ritual because the origins of the ritual is evil. The origins of the ritual is derived from murder, death, destruction. But you don't understand that because you think you can change the origin of the ritual, but you cannot. That's why that definition is so important, because once you establish this as a read that definition one more time, the social what?
Done in accordance with social custom or
social custom. Once you establish this as a social custom, you can't change the origin to Friendsgiving.
Right.
You can't change the origin to something that you want to do with your family because it's not unique to your family.
That's right.
You haven't changed the ritual. That's right. You're doing the same ritual. You can't buy Christmas gifts on December 25th, Christmas Eve, opening them and say this is not Christmas.
Right.
You're doing the ritual because you're doing something that was established, a social custom.
Right.
You understand? And you're doing it every year, the same time, same date, same thing. You know, like knock it off. Stop fooling yourself. This is the problem with us, man. We want to be fooled and lied to. You want to believe your own lies to yourself and say, well, I'm not doing it for that reason. Yes, you are.
Right.
Knock it off. Like, you're cooking because your neighbor's cooking. Your friends at work cooking. Everybody talking about it on social media. I mean, I'm about to eat this. You want to fit in, like he said, like the brother brought out. You want to fit in. You want to be like everybody else. You don't have the strength. You're a coward.
That's right.
That's what it really is. Just say that. I'm a coward. I don't want to be different. I don't want to be something that I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be something that I know the Lord is calling me to be. I want to be like everybody else. Go ahead.
Nah, man, you're saying it's so heavy because no matter how far you date back in the history of Blacks and Hispanics and Natives, we always suffer from the demon of not wanting to feel left out. That's why we always acknowledge the custom of the Edens, the custom of the right enemies, because we don't want to feel left out. You see what I'm saying? Not realizing you are going to be left out of the promise of God because you don't want to feel left out of the customs of your enemies. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be left out of God's kingdom, and you're going to be left out of God's promises and God's many mansions, and you're going to be, but you got what you're going to be a part of since you don't want to feel so left out. You're not going to be left out of the destruction of America when it comes.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you want to celebrate Thanksgiving and acknowledge Thanksgiving and Christmas, because everyone else does it, and you don't want to be a sore thumb that sticks out and feels weird and feels naked like Adam and Eve did in the garden. Well, guess what? You're going to be a part of their destruction as well. Man, you see what I'm saying?
Man, that's, if I may, what this brother just said, I want that to sink into your mind. Don't think that when destruction comes to this nation, when Christ come back and he kills his enemies, that he won't look at you as an enemy.
Come on.
Don't think that now you can have what they call it, having your cake and eat it too.
Right.
You understand? Right. You want to participate on Thanksgiving and salvation. It don't happen that way. That's not what the Lord designed. The Lord designed you to be holy, meaning set apart, separate. So you can't fit in and fit out at the same time. When it's time, you're gonna fit in with the wrong crowd, like your mama always taught you, fitting in with the wrong people. And on a bigger scale, you want to fit in with America and its customs, but then you want to dodge the destruction that's coming to America.
That's right.
It's not going to work that way. This is your time right now to draw that line in the sand. I want to be on the side of righteousness. I want to turn away from the wickedness once I understand that what I'm doing is wicked. Not because, like we said in the Bible, just because you don't believe doesn't mean that it's of none effect.
Right.
You understand? If the Bible tells you he's going to destroy those that are sinners and wicked and those that are of this world.
Right. He
prayed not for this world. And you want to partake in things that are of this world. And Christ is praying not for these things. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you want to participate in it and then feel like, okay, I'm going to have salvation. I'm going to get the kingdom. You understand? The Lord loves me. And the Lord loves that I love the celebration of the destruction of the Native Indians. That don't mix together. Don't even sound right. And just put it all together. White people celebrated the destruction of the Native Americans. White people created this to unify the North and the South in a time of war, mandated it to be a holiday just to get them to chill out on the fight and to come together.
Right.
You understand? It wasn't no true innocence behind this. You understand? It's his blood and lust, bloodlust. You know what I'm saying? Behind this. And you think you're going to participate in that celebration and salvation at the same time? It does not work like that. I'm afraid you have things confused. We here, it's okay though, because we here to set it straight. We here to put you on the right path. We here to give you a new mind, a new spirit, man. You understand? And take away that Christmas spirit and a holiday spirit, because it is a demon of evilness that you don't understand is evil, because your body, your flesh is leading your spirit, and your flesh desires the abominations, shrimp, crab, lobster, all of these things on it. You can have plenty of it on this day. And this is a day to just, if you was on a diet, you just lose your diet, everything, just lose yourself in this day, and you disguise it with coming together with family and friends and socializing and worshiping togetherness and happiness. You disguise it with that when really it's built on blood and murder, like everything else in America. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can appreciate everything you're saying, but what you're saying is so heavy, and you letting everybody know right now that you can't, like you said, you can't have your way, your cake and eat it too. You see what I'm saying? If I could.
Go ahead, yeah.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, and verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. You see what I'm saying? It's so heavy because the Lord is letting you know right now. You got to pick the side. You see what I'm saying? Everybody want to, I know that Thanksgiving is a celebration of the murder of God's people. And I know that everybody loves to say how just God is and how perfect God is and how God is always right. God is always this, God is always that. Well, you should know that God would not want you to celebrate genocide. But you make excuses for it, and you try to make it seem like it's something innocent. You see what I'm saying? You try to stand on, what they call it, playing both sides of the fence, standing on both sides of the fence. Yeah. You can't do that in the eyes of God. He said he'll rather just spew you out of his mouth. Meaning he's not going to keep you. He's not going to save you. He's not going to hold you. He's not going to protect you. Since you kind of not standing by him, since you're kind of justifying the things that you do wrong, he's just going to judge you like everything that you do is wrong.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, no, and get that 2 Kings. Let's get into some of these scriptures, man. You understand? We're gonna bring this verse 17. Chapter 17, verse 7.
This is the 2 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 7. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God.
Man, this is exactly what you finna do tomorrow, man. That Thanksgiving dinner, man. I know you don't believe it, but just because you don't believe it, don't mean it's not gonna. It's not what you're doing.
Right.
You understand? It's not my rules, it's what the Lord says. You understand? Keep reading.
Which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt.
Man, the Lord has delivered us before out of captivities like America,
right,
where we were under Egyptian customs and rulership, and they were doing all type of wicked practices that didn't coincide with what we believed. You understand? Right. We had our own customs in Egypt. You understand? And we were supposed to follow, just like we have our own customs in America that we supposed to follow, not the customs of heathens. Go ahead.
From under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods. Verse 8, and walk in the statutes of the heathen.
Man, this is exactly what the hell we doing back in those times. We
right.
walked in the statutes of the heathen and the laws and the customs and the culture of the heathen.
Right.
You understand? The heathen, for all those who don't know, if you're online, heathen is a non-Israelite. You understand? Right. That's a non-Israelite nation, if you want to understand that. Go ahead.
Whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. Verse 9, and the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right.
Man, listen, this is what you're doing right now. You're secretly doing the things that is not right. You understand? And the reason why we say it secretly, because you in your house you're trying to change it around to fit you. You don't want to openly. If I just came up to your feast and say, you're celebrating the death and destruction of Native Americans, right. You would be like, no, I'm not doing it. So you're secretly doing it, but you're disguising it as something else. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're calling it Friendsgiving. You're calling it every other thing. Oh, well, I'm just gathering with my family to enjoy, a meal, because we don't get to do this all the time. It's the only time we can come together. So you secretly do it. You don't put the stamp of the murder and the atrocities that's behind the history of things. Right. You want to ignore that part and secretly change it to what you want it to be. Go ahead.
You secretly do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
read it from the top. Just read it from the top.
It's like 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 9. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not against the Lord their God.
Man, this is what you're doing right now. You're secretly doing things that is not right against our Lord, thy God, our Lord, our Father.
That's right.
You understand? The Father of Israel, which are so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city.
Man, listen, they built them high places. They built altars and made these things, you understand, just rose these things up to be such things that they wanted to hold in high regard, right? That they wanted to have and put on display. That's that Christmas tree, you understand? That's all of these things that you try to go overzealous with in these wicked holidays, man. You make these images and things, put them in your house and decorate your house with. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 10. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree.
Man, that's exactly what the hell you do, man, on Christmas, man. You put them little elves and goddamn Santa Clauses, little decorations and lights and gifts and all these little trinkets and all type of things under trees and in houses and decorate, you know what I'm saying? And you got all the little wreaths and ornaments and what mistletoe and whatever the hell is going on. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 11. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen, whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger.
Man, this is exactly what you're doing. You're provoking the Lord to anger. Every time you put a tree up in your house, every time you deck the halls with glory, or whatever the hell the song says, you understand? Every time you come into the Christmas spirit and you put that tree up in your house, man, you showing the Lord that you are following the heathen. That's and right. That the heathen is who you love and admire and not the Lord thy God. You understand? And you provoke our God to anger. You understand? You make the Lord angry at you. Because you want to be in the Christmas spirit. So when your family member dies and they tragically death, and I don't wish death upon nobody,
Right.
honestly, you know what I'm saying? But I know what's gonna happen. I see it down my timeline every holiday season. You understand? My family has died during these times. You understand? Everybody's family members, something bad happened to them. Fights break out, shootouts. They was just downtown Chicago doing some Christmas stuff at an event, and a shootout emerged, and innocent people died. Oh, are they innocent?
Mm.
That's what we gotta ask ourselves. Are you innocent? You understand? The Lord killeth and maketh alive. You understand? So, are you really innocent? When you're going against the Lord thy God and angering the Lord with customs, it didn't say you angered the Lord because you hurt somebody. It said you read that, verse 9 and 10.
Verse 9. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchmen to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger.
Man, where does it say that they stole something? They murdered somebody?
Mm.
Where does it say that they raped, robbed? They don't say none of that. So you think because you don't do those things that the Lord ain't angry with you.
Right.
They tell you that the Lord got angry from you celebrating something, you following after the heathen, you putting these customs up, you following in the ways of the wicked. You understand? You making these feasts, you eating that turkey. You understand? You're celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. You're doing everything but what the Lord requires of you. And that brings the Lord to anger. Not just rape, robbing, stealing, killing. You know what I'm saying? All of these things that you can tangibly say you're not doing. Right? You can tangibly, hey, I don't steal, I don't lie, I don't steal cable, I don't do this. I don't, you got those holier than thou people, right? You I don't lie on application. I don't do this. That ain't what the Lord said right here.
Right.
Lord said nothing about that.
Right.
You understand? The Lord said you had customs that you followed and that you believed in and that you put in your house, and you burnt incense and celebrated things. That's what this is. Go ahead.
And if I may, so many people don't understand this because America has taught them to be terrible parents themselves. Because any good parent will be extremely disappointed and ashamed if their child does not become the person they raised them to be. But America taught you to tell your kids they can be whatever they want and wherever they want to be when they grow up. It was a time where parents raised their sons and their daughters to be nothing other than their standard. If they strayed away from that, there was going to be a problem. There was going to be a drift in the relationship between the father and the son, between the mother and the daughter. Because I didn't raise you to be like that. Well, the Lord is the same exact way. You see what I'm saying? And you don't realize that everything America teaches you is just to help you properly stand against your God, properly stand against your power. Because you doing whatever it is you want to do and your children being whoever it is they want to be, that's of the devil. You see what I'm saying? That's of Satan, that's of your enemies. God wants you to follow his customs, follow his ways. He wants you to be who he raised you to be. You see what I'm saying? So when you follow the customs of somebody else, when you be a goddamn follower, that drives him crazy. He'd rather you be a murderer. He'd rather you be a liar. He'd rather you be all of those other things that America tries to put such an emphasis on when it comes to sin. As long as you don't follow someone other than him, as long as you don't follow somebody else's ways and somebody else's traditions, you see what I'm saying? But the greatest thing you can do, or should I say the worst thing you can do in the eyes of God is not take his advice, not be who he wants you to be, not follow the destiny that he gave you. And you wonder why America tells you no one can choose your destiny, no one can give you a destiny, your destiny is your own, and all of those things. Because he doesn't want you to follow the destiny God gave. You see what I'm saying? It's a lie.
No, you shit. Hey, get it. Hey, drop that and give me Zechariah 14 and 2, because the consequences, you don't understand the consequences of your actions and what it leads to and how we got into this predicament anyway, to be following heathen culture and customs.
Right.
You understand? because there's origins to everything. Just like there's an origin to Thanksgiving, there's an origin to Christmas, and then there's an origin to all of that. We're gonna get into Christmas a little bit more in depth, you understand, around that time. But there's origins to all of these things.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged, and half of the city shall go forth to captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Verse 3.
Hold on, Flaki, that was Zechariah?
Yeah, Zechariah 14 and 2.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get
Zephaniah.
no, Zechariah.
Yeah, that was Zechariah.
No, that's what I want. I want Zechariah. Read that again from the top. So like,
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Now, yeah, I was gonna say if I may, you know what I'm saying? I know you looking for something else, but this scripture is so heavy too.
No, facts. No, that's what I was looking for.
Because this goes to show you what happens to us when we celebrate Thanksgiving, we celebrate Christmas, and we follow every other nation other than us. The Lord allows our enemies to take us. Why? Because apparently you want them to be your God. You want them to be your rulers. You want them to be your kings. So now guess what? Now they're going to rule over you. Now half of us is going into captivity. Now you're going to serve them because you did not want to serve God. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
no, that's exactly what it means, and that's why we got in how we came into America from the first place.
Right.
Disobedience to the Lord, and He allowed for your houses to be taken, and for you to be cast out of the land. You understand? And for us to go forth into captivity.
right.
You understand? And for us to be cut off from our heritage and our city. You understand? And now we got to live in America and think that Thanksgiving is something great for us. Come see me a little bit. Yeah. You think that Thanksgiving is such a glorious time just because you with your family that you can really care less to be around. You understand?
Right.
That you know what I wanted? So like I wanted Zechariah 2 and 7.
Oh, okay.
That as well. This is it as well, but I wanted Zechariah 2 and 7.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2 and verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter.
Man, listen, this is what America is, man. America is the daughter of Babylon. You understand? And the Bible prophesied about us being in this captivity, man, and us being in this predicament right that we in right now, man. And the Lord said, deliver thyself, O Zion. That's us. You understand? We are, if you don't know, we are Zion in the Bible. You understand?
That's right.
That dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. That's where we at. We in the daughter of Babylon. You know what? The Babylonian Empire, everything, Babylon, the Babylonian Empire was the first wicked empire, man. You understand? That was the first wicked empire against the Lord. That was a true world power. You understand? That rose up. And all of these things. If you don't know anything about the school of Chaldeans and all of the witchcraft and the numbers, and they taught science and all of these things and the elements, that's what America models itself behind Babylon. Math and science and all of these things to explain what the Lord has created. You understand? Right. And that's where Egyptians got a lot of their knowledge from, the Babylonians. And then from the Egyptians, the Greeks studied the Egyptians, and then the Greeks, right? And then the Romans came from the Greek Empire. And then from the Roman Empire, the American Empire. You understand? It's all under the same umbrella of heathens and wickedness. You understand? Go ahead.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. Man, listen, the people that doing this to us, they don't understand that they're harming the apple of the Lord's eye. That's you, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are who the Lord cares about. That's right. Why he sends his prophets to thee, so you can understand what you're doing is wrong. That's why I'm here teaching you that Thanksgiving is such a horrific thing to celebrate, because it's disgusting unto the Lord, man. And the people that's doing this to you have hurt you.
They've afflicted you. They've put you through pain, suffering, and trauma and made you follow them, man. And made you conform to their ways and understand their ideals and ideology. You understand? And love their gods and idols. And we're here to break that curse and break that you know what I'm saying, that trend that we're the direction that we're heading in. You know what I'm saying? That we're continuing to go through, right? Keep reading. You got something? So like you had something?
Oh no.
Yeah, keep reading.
Verse 9. Behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants.
Listen, we are their servants. A spoil means, listen, they're gonna be captured. They're gonna be, you understand, conquered. You understand? They're gonna be a spoil. When you spoils of war, you think of things that you've taken. You understand?
Right.
Things that you've obtained. They're gonna be something that we're gonna possess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The people that's the servants are gonna become the masters. And this is how we're teaching you how to do it. You understand? This is what you need to be learning: how to become a master, not to be a servant. You understand? We've been a servant far too long.
Yeah,
if you want to be a master, you need to first learn how to stop worshiping idols and meals given to idols and customs of the heathens. How are you going to be a master and you're doing the things that servants were doing? You understand? How are you being a leader and you're being a follower? You're following people that the Lord tell you that he's going to destroy for afflicting you, putting their hands on you. You understand? Every time that goddamn white man put his hands on you, that white police officer shoot you or touch you or tase you or throw you in the car, kick you and beat you in cuffs, shoot you in cuffs, plant drugs on you, lie on your name and your reputation. But you know the Lord is going to spoil him for that. And I don't mean in a good way. I'm talking about he's going to become your servant. It's going to turn the tables on these people, man. And if you want that, then you have to learn how to serve the Lord and resist the temptation of this nation, of these heathens who come to rule over us. You understand? And learn how to be masters instead of servants, man. Keep reading.
And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me. Verse 10. And it's like, sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I have come, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord.
Man, listen. Got to understand that we serve a power that is undeniable, a power that is so great. You understand? The things that he's gonna do for you are unexplainable. You understand? Are unimaginable. Right. And it's not no wishful thinking. It's not no hope, blind faith and blind hope. Like it's not none of that. It's not no these are folklores and fables and tales. No, this is real life, man. Right. Listen. Everything that we're going through has been written about. You understand? That's why we're reading it right now. Because the promises that was made, you understand, the covenants that was given to our people represent something far greater than some Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Eve. You understand? And you must abide by that contract that we signed in order to receive these things. If you don't want to abide by, then destruction is coming to you because those that's on the outside of this contract, destruction is coming to them. That's right. You understand? Those that are not the people of the children of Israel, man, destruction is coming to them. Captivity is coming to them. Servitude is coming to them. You've been a servant far too long. You've been a follower far too long for you to keep this trend up in 2025. That's right. You understand? Thousands of years have passed since Christ left earth, man. Have you not considered the things being done to us and being in all these different captivities, understanding that there has to be an end to this? And how do we bring forth that end? We bring forth by being obedient. Understand? We bring forth by disregarding our enemies' customs and tradition. Go ahead, you had something?
No, what you said is so heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like they understand. Verse 10, sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I come and I will dwell in the midst of thee, said the Lord. That's such a beautiful scripture, you know, when I read it, because it goes to show you that that's what you should hold on to when your grandmother tells you to come over for Thanksgiving. As difficult as it is to tell your grandmother no, you should hold on to that God is going to be with you when you choose him over her. You see what I'm saying? When you decide to to disappoint their children by not dragging that Christmas tree in there and putting those toys under that tree. And they gotta look at you and say, Dad don't love me. He didn't want to buy me my gifts. Was I bad? What did I do? Understand that the Lord said you should be rejoicing because he is going to be with you. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to get a much greater reward than your children's temporary happiness because they're really slaves today in this land. You'll get a much better reward than your grandmother's temporary satisfaction because all the other grandkids are whores and drug addicts and drug dealers, and they're all going to die and disappoint her anyways, whether you show up to Thanksgiving dinner or not. You see what I'm saying? You should get some type of peace and solitude knowing that by you deciding to have a backbone and by you deciding to actually give a damn about your customs and about the future of you and your children. You see what I'm saying? God wants you to rejoice because he's rejoicing. And Jesus Christ is going to stand by you. He's going to stand in the midst of you and your people, in the midst of you and your children. Because if you're willing to suffer for him, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to be willing to disappoint the people that are lost so you can please the God that makes people found. You see what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, listen, you are a broken spirit. You don't even know it because you have success in America. Right? You have a good job. You have a roof over your head. You might have a little money, nice car, some nice clothes. You know what I'm saying? You might have your mother and father still alive, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? You might have the comforts and the some of the nice things that America has to offer. You know what I'm saying? Are afforded to you, right? However, you still are a broken spirit. Think about what this country had to do to your ancestors to get them to conform, to believe and buy into Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of these customs. You think you were on a plantation happy to celebrate these things and you didn't know nothing about no damn Christmas. You know nothing about no goddamn Thanksgiving and all of this stuff. You were just hoping you didn't get beat, hoping you survived the next goddamn day. That man didn't decide to come out and blow your brains out or hang you from a goddamn tree from you looking at them wrong. You understand? This is your history. You had to get beat. That's why the Lord said, those that touch, read that part again. He said, that touched you, and he's gonna listen. They had to put hands on you, get you to celebrate Thanksgiving willingly right now. Celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve right now without no one telling you or making you do it. Your ancestors got beat to do these things. They put hands on you because you was in defiance. You understand? We were defying the customs of the heathen coming to this country. You understand? Because we knew we had our own culture and customs. Go ahead, read that one more time.
This is the end of verse 8. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye.
And keep reading.
For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants.
Man, listen, they're speaking of slavery, man. That touched you, touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Do you not understand? They put hands on you to conform, but they didn't know who they were touching. They didn't know who they were beating. They didn't know who they were putting in slavery. They didn't know who they broke to make them worship their gods and keep their customs and traditions. They touched the apple of the Lord's eye. Come on. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And guess what's going to happen to them? The Lord is going to make them a spoil for you. You're going to possess them. You're going to have them as servants. You understand? Drop that and give me Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 29. Understand? The Lord has promised these things to us. All you got to do is play your position. Do everything that the Lord requires of you to do. And that means sacrificing and suffering. When we say suffering, we talking about, we know you want to eat that turkey. We know you want to eat all the greens and dressing and a big meal and come together with your family. Just don't do it tomorrow. Just don't do it on Christmas Eve and Christmas time. Don't do it on New Year's Eve. You understand? Refrain from the culture of the heathen and do it when the Lord ordained it for you to do. Do it together with me, with my brethren. You understand? With Commanding General Yohana. Yeah, right. With all the generals, with the Isupk, man. Because we really give a damn about you. We care about you. We care enough to tell you right from wrong. We care enough to give you your real history, give you a real culture, And we love you enough to say when you're wrong and when we're wrong, or when, you know what I'm saying, when something is wrong and something has traumatized you and something that someone has hurt you, and you keep going back to that lover. You understand? And you don't know that that lover is not for you.
That's right.
And that's what America has become to us, that scorned lover. You know what I'm saying? You just can't break away from, and you keep going back, because that lover know come Thanksgiving, come Christmas time, he gonna put a smile on your face. He gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. He gonna bring your family together. Your children love you around this time. Your children ain't talked to you all year. They've been on goddamn Xbox and PS5 all year. Ain't seen you. Don't give a damn about them burgers or whatever the hell you've been cooking. You know what I'm saying? The meals you've been eating. But when it come down for Thanksgiving, this meal right here is the meal of all meals, and it's gonna unify your family.
Yeah.
The hell it is. You understand? It will not. It's just teaching your children to be more servants and to serve this nation more than you've already served. Go ahead, read that when you got it.
Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 29. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee.
Man, go ahead.
Whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and in their land. Verse 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them.
Man, listen. This scripture is giving you the instructions you need to survive in these lands. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them. We came out of Egypt, man. We went in these nations, in these lands, and we destroyed these heathens, man. We went to war straight off the goddamn plantation, man. Right off the plantation. And we possessed them, and we own their land. But guess what? We're merciful. We left a couple of them around us, and they still had their customs and their traditions. And the Lord knows that we're gullible enough to go and start living like them. And that's why he commanded us to never do that. So that means when you're in America and you're in this captivity, you have to follow these same rules constantly. Think about the time you were in Egypt and reading these scriptures and understanding the Lord never wants you to conform to some foreign nation, some heathens, some people that is not your people, and their laws and their customs and their traditions. He wants you to keep your traditions no matter what circumstances you in. No matter if everybody around you eating some goddamn Thanksgiving, man. Let the white man have his Thanksgiving, man. Let the goddamn East Indian have their Ramadan or whatever the hell they celebrate, man. You know what you need to be doing? Gearing up for Hot Hanukkah, man.
That's right.
You understand what the Lord has given us, man?
Right.
Go ahead, keep reading.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their God.
Does what?
Inquire not after their gods. Saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
Man, this is what you're doing. You are serving their gods. You're serving their idols. You're serving their masters. You understand? Their forefathers and what they ate. And you're inquiring, how did the pilgrims eat? How did the colonizers live? What did they do on this day? You understand? You're following a tradition after the heathen. Go ahead.
And if I may, this is such a powerful manifold scripture right here. You know what I'm saying? This scripture is so powerful and twofold, because this scripture is also a prophecy for the end of America. You see what I'm saying? Where it's saying it's going to come a time where, because we actually gather together and because we actually put away the customs of America and all the ways of America, when we actually conquer this place and when God actually stands by us, they're going to be like, damn, how did they ever believe in Christianity? How did I ever believe in a white God? How did I ever believe in Islam? How did they ever actually celebrate Thanksgiving? Look at all of the things that my power has done and accomplished for me. Look at all of the destruction that's being brought up in this place. That's what we're going to wonder in our heads. We're going to say, how did they ever serve these gods that gives them no power? Because look at how much more powerful Jesus Christ is and my king is than all of these false idols. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna come a time where we actually wonder that in our head here in America. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna come a time where we wonder that in our own land. We go back to Israel. We're gonna wonder, how the hell do we ever even follow them? How the hell do they ever follow themselves? It was such a ridiculous thing that we were celebrating 4th of July, blowing up our hands and getting drunk over something ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? And you should look forward to that day. You should look forward to that thing that's actually coming someday. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
You don't want to be on the left side of the fence. Like,
man, listen, these people have established this country with blood and murder. You understand? Why are you following any tradition of these people?
Come on.
We are not murderers. No matter what the news tell you, no matter what the hell is going on with our people, man, we better than that. And we have to adapt that mentality. And the only way we're going to get that is through these scriptures and learning the true identity of our people. We're not some byword. You know what I'm saying? We're not some nigga spick or goddamn, you know what I'm saying, native or some savage, right?
Right.
We're none of that, right? We are the children of God, man. We are the Lord's people, man. And we should understand that this is a wicked time. This wicked time is showing your cooperation with evilness. You don't want to sit amongst these people. Drop that and give me feed. Actually, read the rest of that, verse 31.
Verse 31. That thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord, which he hated, have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters, they have burnt in the fire to their gods.
Man, listen, these heathens have customs that's so unimaginable. They'll burn their babies. They'll offer their children as sacrifices, man. You understand? There's things in this country that you have no idea what goes on. You heard of Bohemian and all that stuff, them conspiracy theories. They believe it. They believe they make baby sacrifices and kill babies and, you know what I'm saying, do all this type of stuff. So we don't have to get into that, but there's some truth behind that type of stuff. They ain't just making that up. Who's a part of it and where is that and where it's done? That's debatable, right? And what does that mean and what they do? But the Bible is telling you there's some evil traditions out in this world that these people are doing for their gods. And these gods still exist to this day, man. These people still are on the earth and believe in these traditions. You understand? Just because they don't put it in front of you doesn't mean that it's not being done. But we're not going to get into no conspiracy thing. We can just get into the things that we see right now, like Thanksgiving, who is the celebration of the murder of the Native Indians. You understand? Right. The slaughter of our brothers and sisters, man. That's enough. Damn if they throwing their babies in there to God. They murdered your people in the name of Christianity, right, in the name of conquering this land, man. You understand? And trying to change the people of this land and get them to be broken. You understand? Go ahead.
Yeah, and if I may, the book of 2 Chronicles 33 and 6, I think that is, where it talks about letting your children pass through the fire. You see what I'm saying? It's a perfect precept for that, because that's what we still do to this day, because that's what he taught us to do, to let your kids pass through the fire like Halloween. You see what I'm saying? When you're putting your kids in harm's way, dressing them up and sending them to the doors of pedophiles. That's right. Going to give them candy, or some sicko that's going to put needles and pins in the candy for them to harm themselves. That's allowing your children to pass through the fire. And you do those things because, just like the scriptures say, that's the customs of the heathens. You see what I'm saying? They're going to burn their kids up. They're going to let their children be burned in that fire. You see what I'm saying? Meaning you putting your kids in harm's way because everyone else does it. Well, why can't my kids go trick or treating? Everyone else does it. Everyone else serves other gods, which is why they allow their kids to be put in the line of fire. You see what I'm saying? Same as that goddamn thing. It's absolutely disgusting that us being the strict parents that we are, us being the parents that we don't even want nobody else's kids to come over and stay the night. You see what I'm saying? That's how black people is. Damn I don't want nobody else's kids around me. I don't want you around nobody else, except for this one day on Halloween. Except for this one day when I'm going to send you over to friends' house for Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to allow you to pass through the fire. I'm not going to shield or protect you from the world that I have seen so many people be destroyed in. It's disgusting, if I may. So
I'm right. Hey, get that last verse 32, because it's heavy right here.
It's like verse 32. what things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto.
Hold on. Y'all shall not what?
Thou shalt not add thereto.
Yep. So the Lord is saying, don't add to it. So since when is observation of Thanksgiving? When was that commanded in the Bible?
Come on.
I don't remember reading it. Can someone type in the chat book chapter verse on when the Lord commanded you to observe Thanksgiving and observe Christmas and observe New Year's Eve? So the Lord said, what? Read that from the beginning. Verse 32.
Verse 32. What things soever I command you, observe to do it.
So whatsoever thing, this is specific, the Lord has commanded us to do, right? I command you, observe to do it.
Right.
And what else?
Thou shalt not add thereto.
Don't add nothing to it. He didn't. So once again, rituals, right? You're doing a ritual every year with Thanksgiving, cooking this big feast on the last Thursday of November, which is not in the Bible. The Lord has not. So all you Christians out there, riddle me this: where is that in the Bible? Because the Lord just said, "What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto." So the Lord has not commanded you to do these things. Right. So you should not add thereto.
Right.
And celebrating Thanksgiving is adding to the Lord's commandments because He didn't command you to do that.
That's right.
America commanded you to do that.
That's right.
America demanded that you observe this.
Right.
And recognize Thanksgiving and bring your family together on tomorrow. You understand? The Lord didn't. This is not of the Lord. You understand? It's not of the Most High. That last sentence, read the rest of it.
Nor diminish from it.
Man, listen. Don't take nothing away from it either.
That's right.
You understand? Don't try to tell me you're not gonna observe Hanukkah. You're not gonna go to the Lord's Passover, which is gonna be in Houston, Texas this year. Give it up for the Lord. So I take it you celebrated Thanksgiving, right? You definitely gonna be at Passover. You definitely gonna remember the Lord's Passover.
Right.
You have to be there because the Lord commanded you to do that. The Lord commanded you to observe Passover and to partake in Passover.
Right.
But you mean to tell me you're gonna eat turkey tomorrow and not go to the Lord's Passover?
Come on.
And you say you believe in the Most High God. You are a follower of Christ. Christ attended Passover. Christ observed Passover, participated in Passover.
Come on.
Where's your Passover at?
Right.
Where's that at, Christian? All right.
Damn right.
Thou shalt not add to nor diminish from it, man. Drop that and give me Ephesians 5 and 11, man. You understand? And for you, Derek, man, listen. We not listen. We on God's time, man. We ain't on our time. You understand? If they don't receive it, then listen, that's up to them. That's between them and the Most High. I'm here to put the message out. I'm here to be the example. You understand? Ain't nobody being judgmental. Judgmental mean I'm the jury and execute. I'm putting a sentence on them. You understand? I'm not the one who's the judge, who's, you understand, putting a sentence on anyone. You understand? I'm not giving the person the judgment. The Lord is the one who's going to give the judgment. You understand? I can be opinionated all I want. You understand? That's just what it is. And they receive it, you know what I'm saying? Then Most High Christ. And if they don't, Lord be with them. Go ahead.
And if I mean, it's just like a wicked Christian to not want you to warn your people about what's coming. You see what I'm saying? If you know that if somebody keeps on going the direction that they're going, if they keep on driving in the direction that they drive in, that they're gonna fall off a goddamn cliff. You see what I'm saying? Is it not just the right thing to do to tell them, hey, it's a cliff over there. Maybe you should turn back in the other direction. Maybe you should turn right or turn left. But it's people like Derek, it's people like other Christians, they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to warn the wicked to turn from their wicked way, like the Bible tells you to do. They want you to tell them that hey, God is going to be angry with you to keep doing what you're doing, and I don't want you to get hurt to do that. Why? Because they want you to suffer. They want to see you get judged by God. Here in the Isupk Command Juliana, we don't want to see God judge you. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to see God kill you. So we're going to continue to be here to teach these classes, and warn the wicked to turn from their wicked way, like the Bible commands us to do. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Damn right.
I got the scripture.
Yeah, read it when you got it.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Man, listen. Read that again one more time, Bible Kashal, so I can.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
This is exactly what the hell we're doing. We're not coming to your house tomorrow, so don't even ask. If you are a servant of the Lord and you follow Christ, and you believe in the Most High God, and you believe in the Bible, you call yourself a so-called Christian, you should not be having what?
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Listen, this is what I'm here doing right now.
That's right.
I'm reproving those who are in darkness, those who want to, they just can't resist the white man's Thanksgiving, man.
Exactly.
Our enemy's holiday.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? This nation's holiday that was derived from bloodshed and murder. You understand? Those that just can't help themselves. You understand? Guess what? I'm not going to have fellowship with you tomorrow. I don't need to ask me. I don't want to plate on your food. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to see it online. You can't cook no way. You understand? The Lord ain't blessed you with that because he knew you was going to cook meals to idols and you were going to make meals for evil and wicked day holidays. You understand? That's why he didn't bless you with the skill to cook, because this is the only time you like to cook. You understand? And the Lord knows that. The Lord knows that you would never cook for him. You understand? You would never have a feast for the Lord. You understand? So therefore, he didn't bless you with the hands to cook. So you shouldn't even do it tomorrow.
Right.
Not just because the Lord don't want you to do it. You can't cook no way. You understand? I said it. Yeah, you can't cook. So just give it up. Don't even try. Right. Don't nobody want it. They tired of your macaroni. They don't want your turkey. It's dry and nasty anyway. You understand? And it's wicked anyway. So one, you can't cook. Number one is evil and wicked to do it. Number two, you can't cook. So just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? You're trying too hard to be something you're not. Go ahead.
No, damn right. And if I may, everyone loves to talk about how right it is to be the so-called voice of the voiceless and things like that, and go against the norm. And everybody claiming they want to be the black sheep of the family. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired of seeing it. Everybody's on Facebook saying they're the black sheep. Like, it's so cool to be different and to stand out amongst your family, except for when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas and 4th of July, Halloween, and all those other things. Don't you know that the Native American Indians are still on the reservations today, drunk out of their goddamn minds, suffering because of the events that happened? You see what I'm saying? In the war of Dakota, like we was reading earlier. They still on those reservations, suffering and drinking themselves to death. And every day, one of their daughters get kidnapped and goes missing off of those reservations, and they never see her again because she's being auctioned off to some sick European man. You see what I'm saying? But when we tell you that you ought to stand out, you ought to not follow these things. You ought to be a little bit different. You ought to not go with the social norm and the social ritual. You see what I'm saying? That's unfathomable to you. Want to know why? Because you don't have any compassion for anybody else's pain. You don't have any compassion for anyone else's suffering. Because what you should do is you should stand with the Native Americans and go, why do you cook every goddamn day, apparently? Because if you ask the Christian, they do this all the time. Apparently, Thanksgiving is nothing special. They always cook and come together as a family, right? So why don't you protest the suffering of your brothers for once on a day that people are celebrating their suffering? Why don't you stand with them and be hungry with them for once? Because they're suffering and hungry every day. Why don't you suffer a day for once? That's what Jesus Christ would have did. You see what I'm saying? That's what a righteous man would have done. That's what we're going to do here in the Honest You Can and Command and Journey Yohana. We're not going to feast to the murder and the death and the slaughter of our brothers and our sisters, man. We're going to protest Thanksgiving, man. You see what I'm saying? We're not going to gather and feast. So
yeah, damn right. Yeah, damn right, man. Listen, brother. It's not. Listen, you talking to people in the class Nobody's making this personal, brother. You understand? If you a brother, I don't know who you are. Your name in the comments. However, we just letting you know, man. Listen, we don't judge people, man. We're not. It's not my job. You understand? We're doing what the Lord requires. We want. If you got any questions, you can type it in the chat. We're not here for you to teach. You understand? You don't need to be trying to teach me something. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you want to debate or you want to, man, set it up. We can line it up. But right now ain't that time, brother. You know what I'm saying? If you're a brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just say that to say nobody's trying to be malicious to you or anything, but when you're coming off in your comment, we're reading it, you're defending something that, listen, this ain't the time to be babying someone into the holidays and weaning them off the holidays. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. You understand? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, are we saying, oh, you're gonna die tomorrow because you ate roast? I don't know. Or you, I mean, not roast, but you cooked the Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know. I'm not the Lord. So if it wouldn't surprise me that someone would, you understand? But I'm not giving them that. I'm not saying I pray that the Lord have mercy on all those that are participating in Thanksgiving, because my family and my friends, you understand, still participate. You understand? So at the end of the day, yes, we're here to put the knowledge out, but at the end of the day, I'm not damning nobody or condemning someone into some sort of judgment. Listen, the wages of sin is death. You understand? So whatever, you can take that whatever way you want to and play with the Lord if you want to or if they want to. But at the end of the day, as far as me and my family, we're gonna serve the Most High. You understand? And that's just what it is. And we leave it up to whoever to do whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? You want to go eat pork chops and chunky or whatever the hell y'all eat on Thanksgiving, go do it. Who am I to stop you? You understand? But for those that want to hear something and learn something, tune in. You understand? Oh yeah, we're gonna let's drop that and let me get let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 44.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Man, go ahead.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And that's exactly who we are in this situation. You are following the so-called heathens, the so-called white men. You understand? And we didn't get give me Jeremiah 10 and 2, Baba Gajah, because at the end of the day, we are learning the ways of the heathen. We're following them, just like Deuteronomy said was going to happen. You understand? If we went against the Lord, you understand? Right. We've been a nation, and He's going to be the head, and we're going to be the tail. He's going to lend to us, and we ain't lend to them. We ain't lending to them. Listen, we keep Hanukkah. We keep the Passover. They're never going to keep our customs, right? Right. But you'll do what they tell you to do. You'll keep Thanksgiving. You'll keep Christmas. You'll keep all these other things, you understand? But you ain't keeping, they're not gonna keep our high holy days, you understand? And not until the kingdom. So we are in charge and rulership of the earth. Then when you're gonna be commanded to do what the Israelites do, you understand? That's right. And there's gonna be no choice. You don't have a choice in it. We ain't finna be like the heathens with Christmas and all that, where they trying to persuade you to do something. You ain't gonna have a choice but to keep our law, statutes, and commandments when we charge. You understand? But as of right now, He is the head and we are the tail. We're following behind a wicked nation, man, and they're lending to us. They're giving us something. Right. We ain't giving them nothing. You understand? We just doing as they say. So just think about what you're doing, because you are a good follower. All y'all that's going to go eat tomorrow and make this Thanksgiving meal and celebrate Christmas and all this stuff, you are a follower. You are the tail. You understand? And our oppressor is leading you. He's over you. You're his servant. Well, that don't apply to me. I'm a free man. You understand? I do what I want to do, and I want to serve the Lord. You understand? I do what the Lord wants me to do. You understand? And drop that, and let me get Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Man, learn not the way of the heathen, man. You understand? He shall lend to thee, and he shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Don't let that apply to you. Don't have that don't have to be that. But go ahead. Keep reading.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain.
Man, listen, the customs of these people are vain. You understand? The customs of these people, give me the word of vain, the definition of vain for those in the chat, man. Now it's all good, Derek. It's good, brother. If you are a brother, it's good. Hey, no worries. It's not a big deal. Nobody's want to be contentious right now, brother. We just here trying to edify the people. Go ahead.
Vain are the Merriam-Webster, having no real value, marked by futility or ineffectualness, having or showing undue or excessive pride in one's appearance or achievements.
Man, listen. The customs are very vain. All is smoke and mirrors, man. You know what I'm saying? Something that someone has the appearance of you coming together with your family. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all one big happy family. You know what I'm saying? The Christmas, the appearance of you loving your people and buying gifts, and this is who you are. You're just this giving person. You know what I'm saying? You're so thankful. You're not thankful for nothing. You're not a giver. You're not a person that makes sacrifice for other people. Knock it off. You understand? That's why it's vain, because you give off an appearance that you're one way when actually you're the complete opposite. Mm-hmm. But you're doing it just to follow a tradition, a ritual, a custom. You understand? You're not doing it because, you know what I'm saying, this is who you are as a person. Right. You're doing it because everybody else doing it. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that woman that's not doing it, because they're going to look at you. The children are going to be wondering, where's their Christmas gifts? You don't have a big meal for you. Got to cook this big meal because everybody else is eating good big meals on Thanksgiving. You can't possibly eat just a regular meal. You understand? Because you got to have the appearance that you can cook too, and you can make a big meal too. And you can celebrate and bring your family together too. Yeah. You don't give a damn if you ain't called your mama in. You ain't seen your family in you. You ain't talked. You right now beefing with your cousin right now. You know what I'm saying? What the song say? F your cousin. You don't care about your cousin. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't care about your grandmama. You don't care about nobody in your family. Stop lying to yourself. But you have vain customs because you want the appearance of unity and your family's unified and y'all love each other and all of these things that Thanksgiving is supposed to represent, but it does not. You understand? Because the truth is going to rear its ugly head, because you cannot fake your spirit. You understand? Give me the scripture. Talk about your flesh, your spirit eating your flesh. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your spirit in charge of your flesh, man. You understand? But that's the whole point, man. These customs are vain. They're designed for you to look to put on a image of something that you're not. That's what America is about. Right now, America is failing and falling, and they want to have the image that we're successful. Trump wants you to believe that America is still great. He's going to make America great again. That's vanity. That's vainness. The world is moving off America. They're going in a different direction. America is falling because of what? Because the Lord is in charge of the earth, man. And because of brothers like you and that's following this class, you're changing your mentality. You know what I'm saying? You're taking that spirit of America off of you. You're coming out of the wickedness, man. You're showing that you understand that you're an Israelite. You're turning away from your iniquity, man. Right. And therefore, you're seeing America fall, and Trump is trying to prop it up with vain lies. You know what I'm saying? America's going to be great. We're going to be powerful. The world is paying us all these trillions of dollars, and then we're going to make so much money. We're going to give $2,000 to everybody because we all gained, you know what I'm saying, money from the tariffs. That's all vain, man. That's right. The truth is the American economy is unsustainable. It's failing. We're in debt. Food is expensive. Jobs are not available. Things are bad. It's not good. You understand? And we're trying to get you to survive these things. Turn back to the Lord. This is not the time to continue to turn away from the Lord. This is the time to turn back to the Most High, man. Understand that you are great. You are a people of royal lineage. You're not some goddamn nigga in spick and goddamn savage in the damn barrios, reservations, and ghettos, man. You understand? You are our royalty. We don't have to follow. We're not servants. We don't have to follow these people, man.
That's right.
We have our own identity.
Right.
You understand? We have our own culture and customs. We don't have to be like these people, man.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead.
It's so many for what you asked. So here's one of them. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 3, and verse 3. For we are the circumcision which worship God in the spirit and rejoice in Yahweh Mashiach and have no confidence in the flesh.
Man, that's heavy. That's not quite the one I'm looking for. I believe it's in Romans. I believe.
I got that right here. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his. Verse 10. And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness.
Man, give me one that's more specific on that. That's solid too. That's not the one I'm looking for as well. It's one where it talks about you letting your spirit lead you and not your flesh. You understand? Read it first before you read it. Make sure it's talking about your spirit leading. I don't know off the top of my head. And not following you put your spirit in front of your flesh, over your flesh. But anyway, the reason why you enjoy Thanksgiving is because your flesh desire these things, right? This is why we fast. You understand? You're able to fast because you understand you able to try to train your flesh to be under your spirit. You understand? And not the other way around. You want your spirit to lead you. You understand? And you have to make sure you have the right spirit, though. This is food for your spirit right here. You want to feed your flesh tomorrow because your flesh desires that big feast, that big meal, but your spirit desires these scriptures. Your spirit is calling upon this knowledge. You understand? And this is why we want to let our spirit lead us and not our flesh, because our flesh desire offerings made unto idols. Our flesh desire customs of the heathen. You know, our flesh desire all of these things because we've had them and they feel good. They make us feel good forever. You know what I'm saying? Temporary satisfaction is what they give us. But things that feed your spirit is going to give you a lifelong satisfaction. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the power of the Lord that we have as our Father, our power, He is going to make sure you get through anything and guide you and get you out of those circumstances and give you the power to decipher between right and wrong, things that's going to help you and not harm you and keep you out of harm's way. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you wanted the one in the book of Galatians. You know what I'm saying? This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that also shall he reap. Verse 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting.
Man, damn right. You understand? That's exactly, you know what I'm saying, what we speaking of. You trying to feed your flesh, you're going to feed your flesh corruption, deceit, vanity. You understand? Because you want things that feel good to you. You want things that taste good. You don't care the effects they have on you. You don't care the consequences behind doing these things. You understand? Those things that go to your spirit is what you really reap the benefit from, because things that's good for your spirit may not necessarily taste good. You understand?
Right.
May not necessarily feel good.
Right.
May not necessarily seem like the right thing to be doing, but it definitely is. You understand? Because the Lord has made something perfect for us. His law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? These things are righteous and perfect and guide us and use them as a light in darkness. Because this world that we following, that you're gonna follow tomorrow, is a dark place. You understand? This is darkness. You in darkness if you're celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Eve and all these holidays coming up. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Claudia, from out of Houston, Texas, man. You understand? We need to get back on the path of the light, man, and making sure that our spirit is fed. Tomorrow you're gonna feed your flesh with offerings made to idols and offerings made to foreign gods by people that worship foreign gods. They don't worship the same God of the Bible, because we just read in the Bible, it said he commanded you not to add nothing to it, to his orders. He didn't order you to celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't add that as a ritual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's derived from wickedness. You understand? Drop that and get me Salaki. Amos, give me Psalms 1, Psalms chapter 1, verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms 1, verse 1. But blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Man, listen. Anybody that's telling you that you should be celebrating Thanksgiving and don't listen to them people, the Israelites, because they just yell on the street corners and they don't know anything and they just, holier than thou. They're wicked because the Lord loves and doesn't hate. That's the counsel of the ungodly. You understand? They're not telling you the true understanding of the Lord, man. They're not giving you that true understanding, that wisdom that the Most High has ordained. You understand? And that the Most High, they're not teaching you who he really is. You understand?
That's right.
Keep reading.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Man, nor standeth in the way of sinners. Don't be sitting here congregating. Be careful going over there eating with your family who's making these Thanksgiving meals and following. If the Lord has told you, which we're going to bring it out, just in case you don't understand, the Lord hates your feast. He hates Thanksgiving.
Right.
He hates all of these things. We're going to show you that he hates Thanksgiving. You understand?
That's right.
He hates your feast. So you got to be very careful when you're going over there to see your mom tomorrow, because she just made this sweet potato pie for you. And I know you don't celebrate, but I just made you a little pie. You understand? And I get that you love your mama pies. You understand? And your mama make the best pies, and you just don't feel in your little heart that it's wrong to eat your mama pie because she spent all this time making this pie for you on Thanksgiving. You understand? The Lord say, don't sit. Read that again.
God, this is the Psalms 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Man, listen, this is not the time to be amongst those that sinning against the Lord, man.
That's right.
You're hanging with these people. I don't care if that's your mama, your daddy, your father. Give me hope for me, Christ said he can't put man against son and husband against all that. You understand? This ain't the time for you to be sitting around making excuses for you to be around your family in their wickedness. You understand? You must show them that you refuse, that they're not better than the Lord, that you love the Lord more than you love them. We're going to go back to that as well, but go ahead, get that from me.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 35, written in red, which means Yahweh Shai Jesus Christ is speaking. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother.
Man, listen. The Lord has came to separate families, man.
That's right.
This is the time where, if you believe, this is Christ saying this ain't me. I know you thought Christ said you're supposed to love your mother and your father. And he said he come to set you against them. He don't mean you a child just be disobedient to your mother and father. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, who you gonna follow? You gonna follow what the Lord tell you, or you gonna follow what your mother and father tell you if it goes against the Lord? You understand? Right. Once you learn right from wrong, there is no excuse on why you're not doing the right thing. He don't care who it is. Keep reading that.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Verse 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Man, listen, your enemies, your foes will be them of your own household, man. Those of your own household, you're gonna learn that tomorrow when you try to resist these holidays. When your girl, if you got a girl in the world or a man in the world, you understand, and then you tell them, man, I'm not said I don't want that. I'm not eating that meal. Man, I cook this all day for you. You know what I'm saying? Or Christmas time, I bought you a gift. I don't want that.
Right.
I never asked for that. And you try to stand your ground on it. You're gonna see that your enemies are the people of your own household.
Right.
That they don't love you like they say they love you. And that there's difference between you. There's enmity between y'all. You understand? Because you're trying to do something righteous. You want to serve the Lord thy God, man. You trying to resist. You trying to. This might be your first stint at learning you an Israelite, and you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to restrain from holiday season, man. The spirit of Thanksgiving, the spirit of Christmas, and put on the Holy Spirit of the Most High. You understand? And serve the Lord and be obedient to thy God. You understand? And here comes your mom. Here comes your girl. Here comes your children. And they telling you, what'd you give me for Christmas? And you got to tell them, ain't no goddamn Christmas.
That's right.
You understand? And you got to look them in the eye and say, Christmas is evil. Thanksgiving is evil. And they got to not understand. And they got to look at you side eye. Read that, man. Read that from Christ, what he said. Folks.
Verse 35. For I am coming to the man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Verse 36. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household. Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me.
What?
He that loveth father or mother more than me.
This is Christ talking, man. This is our King, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, in the Hebrew, who the world calls Jesus Christ. He that loves their father and mother more than him, what?
Is not worthy of me.
Man, listen, you love that Thanksgiving because your mama cooked it.
Come on.
You love that more than Christ. You ain't worthy of him. You ain't getting no damn salvation. Keep reading.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me.
Man, listen, them children, when they look you in the eyes and they expect that goddamn gift, they expect you to go on Black Friday and make sure you're getting them Christmas gifts and them toys. And they expect that meal on Thanksgiving because now they're teenagers and you've been doing it their whole life. And you just found out 10 hours ago you was an Israelite and you said, I'm going to try something new this year. And they just broke their spirit.
Right.
If you love them goddamn kids more than you love Christ, what?
He that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Man, listen, you can't have salvation and Thanksgiving and Christmas and the love of your kids and just, they don't know. They don't know no better. They doing what you taught them to do. So when you unteach them, you unlearn them Christmas, unlearn them Thanksgiving.
That's right.
You're gonna further them more. You're gonna save their life. You're gonna save their spirit. You're gonna save their soul.
That's right.
And you're gonna honor your father and your king at the same time, man. You understand? We'll get one last scripture and then we're gonna pass the class up to the brother. Let me get Colossians 2, the second chapter, verse 6.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 6. As ye have therefore received Christ. So have ye therefore received the Yahweh Shah our Lord, so walk ye in him. Verse 7.
Keep reading.
Rooted and built up in him.
Man, listen. Walk in him and be rooted and built up in him. Do everything Christ did. Be Christ-like. Follow in the footsteps of Christ.
Yeah, right.
Christ never celebrated no goddamn Thanksgiving. Christ never celebrated no goddamn Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve. You understand? Halloween, whatever. Keep reading.
And established in faith, as ye have been taught.
Man, established in faith what you're being taught right now, that these things are evil and against the Lord. You understand? Establish your faith, the things that we're teaching, the Bible, what the Lord said to observe and what not to observe. Go ahead.
Abound therein with thanksgiving.
This is the only type of thanksgiving you should be worried about.
That's right.
You should be worried about the thankfulness of Christ. You
That's
understand?
right.
And abiding in him and following Christ. That's the only thanksgiving you should worry about.
Yeah.
It ain't of Christ. It ain't of the Lord. That's the only thanksgiving that matters. Thanksgiving that you about to, the Thanksgiving that you about to celebrate tomorrow has nothing to do with Christ. It's, in fact, as we read earlier, the murder of the native Indians and the unification of the North and the South, you understand, during a time of division in America. And I don't want to be unified with America. You understand? I want to be unified with the Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. You understand? Keep reading.
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men.
Man, listen, this is not the time for somebody to philosophize you on why Thanksgiving and Christmas and how great it is and teach you this garbage that you learn as a servant in America. You understand? This ain't the time to be rooted in that. It's the time to get rooted in Christ, rooted in our King, our Lord and Savior. You understand? And follow the traditions of God, the traditions of the Bible, the traditions of that the disciples followed of Christ. You understand? This is the time to get rooted in that, not the time to be rooted in anything that's vain and deceitful. You understand? And the traditions of men. And with that, we're gonna pass the class over to Preaching Officer Shalom Officer.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rules for a new brother or a new sister. When a new brother or sister comes into this school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves in the world, and if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. And after the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, as well as the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, or Maisharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds is a free will offering for a priest, not mandatory, at whatsoever amount you will like. Upcoming holy convocations, we do have the Feast of Hanukkah coming up December 14th. We will be here at 612 South Jones Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada. You see what I'm saying? Acknowledging and celebrating the Feast of Hanukkah. I advise you to go to isupk.com to figure out how you can contribute and contact with your local zones to figure out how you can take part in the Lord's upcoming feast day. You see what I'm saying? I also want to make note that we will be here on December 4th with a special guest and preaching officer, Shadrach, as he'll be giving a lecture at 612 South Jones Boulevard. You see what I'm saying? Going into the culture of the devil, bringing out a lot of books that the nation of Israel has studied. You see what I'm saying? The Bible does say to study and show thyself approved. And any brother that does want to come into the school and serve God, come to class, give it your respective camp leaders, and start wearing all black boots, pants, shirt, headband, or a scarf. With that, men of Israel, I imagine was means to stand. You see what I'm saying? With that, we're gonna pass it. We're gonna end the class on that. Clap it up.